Welcome back.
Hard to Kill.
Or to the Hard to Kill
The
podcast.
basement.
We're back in the basement once again, and we've upgraded a little bit.
Got a new table.
We do have a new table. It's my dining room table.
It brings a vibe.
Yeah.
What are we gonna have for dinner? Or?
It's on my mind. We got Steve with us today.
Steve.
Steve's,
How you doing?
Steve's our
Introduce
special
yourself
guest
a little
today.
bit, bro.
My name's Steve Mandile, veteran serving in Iraq 0405. Now serving the town on the select board and, trying to find ways to continue to serve even though it won't be in the military.
Cool.
No shit.
Yeah.
No, what got you into the politics side of it?
It was, people reached out to me. There was an election coming up and there was, they didn't have anyone to run. And there was a lot of cannabis businesses coming here. This was 2019. And they wanted someone that had an understanding of the regulations and everything. And I've been extremely active with the cannabis legislation here in Massachusetts. Was a spokesperson for Question 4. So I've got my finger on the pulse with that. So figured I'd apply, do it, and was just blown away at what I was able to learn so quickly.
Really?
Yes.
What year do you think you got into it?
I got elected in 2019, so I started really following in 2018. It's not on a lot of people's radar, especially
out here.
right, not even that, just I think single people that are just living, we just expect that the town's going to work, and it does.
Yeah.
That's taken care of.
Right. You just it works, so of course it's going to work, kind of idea. But I think you learn a lot, and the people really run the town. The residents that show up to town meeting, they're the ones that run town.
Once you see that, it's like, oh.
Right. I look out there, and like I was saying earlier, I look out in the crowd, and this isn't a knock against anybody, but I have a lot of gray hair, and I have the least gray hair at town meeting.
In the town meeting.
Right. And it's just, and how to get people in their 30s and 40s out to see. I mean, even in your 20s, but I understand life is so busy, especially nowadays. I think everyone has a few jobs trying to make it work. So
Yeah, right.
Definitely something cool to get versed in, though.
definitely, and it doesn't take a lot. And again, it's all public information, so there's nothing. You just have to ask for it, and you can have it.
Really?
So what do you have to do? Like, what does a selectman do?
We manage policy in town, and we will vote on. We vote on licensing and things like that. But we represent the town, so people that reach out to me need things. I try to connect them with the right person in town to get them that. Things come up needing funding. We vote on that. We vote on the entire town budget. Because we have a select board and a town manager. That's the way our town is set up. Other towns have a select board and a town administrator. So the way we have it set up is the town manager pretty much runs the town like the mayor, and we oversee the town manager too. So we do the hiring of the town manager. We have to,
So we don't
sign
have a
the
mayor.
contracts. We don't know. Uxbridge has no mayor. We have a town manager, Steve Setti. He's been doing a great job for the last 4 years. And that's something too, like, never was involved in that. And there's a whole industry pretty much of municipal workers, like town managers and town administrators. And that's what they've been doing their, entire career.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep.
So I'm 33 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it a little bit before the show that I've lived in this town for 4 years.
Yep.
In this house, and I grew up in this town, and I couldn't tell you one selectman.
Right.
I was
Right,
like, dude,
so
I don't
true.
even know who the fucking mayor is.
I was thinking that when he said that earlier. I was like, dude, I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm like, I don't even know who the mayor is, and come to find out we don't have it. But
I was the same way in, I grew up in Bellingham, and I only knew one select person was because it was someone's father, and that was it. I didn't know what they did or
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. I hear you.
Never paid attention. It's like, yeah, people do stuff. But, now,
well, you must have a ton to do with all the. I mean, Uxbridge is like the
Hotbed,
hub
yeah.
Yes.
for cannabis in the
Yeah.
state of Massachusetts.
Right?
you're right, and we're, I don't want to say cutting edge, but as things come up, as the industry matures, Uxbridge is where we're finding the problems out first.
Oh, for sure.
So it's, we're kind of, I don't want to say guinea pig, but we
Definitely are.
We meet things before everyone else, and we've also come up with the solutions that other towns pick up and adopt. So it's really great, and it was, I think, a bit easier for me to do because I'd already been involved at the state level and federal level with advocating for veterans and understanding policy and how the whole process works. Like just getting something changed in Massachusetts to get a bill passed, it's a 13-step process that takes 2 years.
That's through the state.
Yes, to change any sort of state policy.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and to you guys know, the VA, to make anything
it's not
happen
about
there,
you, yeah.
my good, like, literally
Good
need
luck.
an act of Congress, which you can't get because then you need an act by the Senate and they won't do it. And it's just, you guys, we just get tossed around as an object
Oh, I
to
hear you.
put on a podium twice a year for Veterans Day and
Call it like it
Memorial Day.
is. I mean, call it like it is. It's-
Yeah.
And then people disappear, you know, like thank you for the thanks, but if you could just save that thanks and make a call to someone to help veteran issues, that'd be great.
For sure, helpful, yeah. Yeah, I'm dealing with it right now at my job, and I work for the federal government, and they allot guys who are over 50%. They allot you what's called wounded warrior leave, so they give you 14 extra days of leave that you don't have to take from my annual leave.
Oh, that's cool.
Sick time, to go to VA appointments. So they wanted to re-interview me again for this year because I have a different postmaster. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not. I've already qualified for this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I've already done this. And I was like, no, and they didn't fucking put him back on there.
Wow.
So this, what are we? What's the 20th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or 19th, yeah. They haven't been put back on there. I'm still going to my once a month psych appointment, and they charge me my annual leave time for it.
Wow.
So now that's a whole nother issue I'm fighting, right?
Huh.
And who do you go? Who do you go? HR.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like being in the military. It's like you call an 800 number,
Ugh.
and you try to get through to somebody there, and they'll tell you to fax, whatever to somebody.
Huh.
You
Really?
know?
It's like that?
Well, yeah, dude. It's like if you're not. I mean, certain things get done for certain people. If you're
I hear
friendly
you.
with
Yeah.
certain people, and certain people who stand up for shit, sometimes you get the shit. You get the shit
Right.
to stick. But I'm not. I've had my issues there before, and won, and I'm not scared to do it again.
And I don't know where that stems from. Is it resentment that
It's
as a
resentment.
veteran you get extra, but it's
Yeah.
not for
Really?
anything good. Like
I think so.
like you're going to a psych appointment. You'd rather not do that.
Dude, that's exactly what I told these people when I had the last time. Like, I'm like, these aren't. It's not a relief day. When I have to go to these appointments and talk about the kind of shit that I've been through
Yeah,
and how
shit.
it affects my fucking day, like that's not. I'm not there to I'm not crushing beers and hanging out with my boys.
Yeah.
Right. No, I get it.
Get fucked, like
I do therapy every Thursday, so it's therapy Thursdays. And
Yeah,
I
I
make
go to
sure my
last Friday
schedule's
of every
light.
month, man.
Yeah, I make sure my schedule's light because I know, I'm gonna go into heavy thoughts and everything, and don't want to. So, if something comes up, I'll cancel therapy so I can go meet with a senator or something because I know I'm not gonna be at my best.
Have you dealt with the vet center in Worcester at all?
It's been quite a few years because I was, Look, I was just thinking this the other day. It was.
That's my
18 years
latest
ago.
psychologist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's your what?
That's my latest person helping me or whatever. Caseworker or
The VA in Worcester.
The vet center.
vet center in Worcester.
I don't know.
Yeah, they get so they.
So a vet center, it's funded by the.
I said that too. I didn't know what they were at first either.
But it's not the VA, and it's for only veterans that have been
Yeah, that have service-connected disabilities.
service-connected disabilities and been.
Or been in combat.
To
and
war.
stuff like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's.
I didn't know about them at first, dude, because I've always gone to the VAs, and then my caseworker at the VA hooked me up with them because the VA wasn't doing much for me. I wasn't getting much out of the VA. The VA starts a lot of programs and stops them. Like they'll do a lot of like PTSD studies for a year, and they get you to talk to them, tell all your stories, and then within a year they cut it off because funding got pulled or something
Or
changed.
turnover, the person leaves because
Or yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
turnover.
That's
Yeah.
huge. Like my primary care doctor changes every 18 months.
right?
It's not taken serious.
And like I'm still taking the prescriptions that I was written for from the first one. That was
Jeez.
fucking 5 doctors ago, bro.
Man,
And the only thing I did that they've done for me is up my milligrams, up my intake.
Dude, if we're just gonna get bombing on the VA, dude, we have stories.
but
for
here's
days.
yeah,
Well, I
know,
don't mean to be I don't mean to be like shitting on the VA, but like,
You hear me though?
yeah, I do. Like I do kind of, you know.
the ratio of good people to low quality people there is it's so imbalanced. You know, like
You know, you
there
noticed
are
that as
good
well.
people there.
Yeah.
There's really good people there, but there are people that are just
Milking it.
on cruise control
Yeah,
there because
big time.
job security.
I know.
You're
I
not going to
noticed
get
that.
fired because they can't keep anybody.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know, I was at an appointment recently. I was like,
Dude, it makes you think, like, dude, this is the type of care I'm getting, dude. Like,
you see, when and it sounds terrible, but first impressions are first impressions, right?
of course.
So when your physician walks in and the toupee is just all off, like it's like, all right,
Looking like he's having a rough day.
yeah, like all right, if you can't make that look good, how do you help make me look
Oh
good?
my
Like,
God.
and again,
Dude, this would
it's
scare the shit out of me.
Yes.
I think that exactly. That's
because you know like I said, it's been 18 years now, so I've been going through this, and you've got a data.
Are you out of Boston?
In Providence now.
Yeah, so am I.
I just recently moved to Providence.
I like Providence.
Yeah.
I do, even though
Less people for sure. Dude, Boston's a bit crowded.
Less people,
Yes.
less weirdos.
Oh, so true.
there's no hanging, there's less
Dude,
hanging around.
You meet some
Yeah.
unique people in a VA lobby, my friend.
Oh, yeah, especially it depends if you go to West Roxbury.
Oh, forget about it, dude.
Yeah, you're in for a couple stores.
Oh
bro.
my God.
And you better have an extra pack of smokes.
Yep, for sure, dude.
But you
Rough
go to
streets out
Providence.
there.
Providence is like, there's still some weirdos in there, but it's clean.
There's a difference
Right.
between like Rhode Island weirdo and Boston weirdo. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
huge
saying?
difference.
Yeah, big time difference.
And there's the
Rhode Island weirdos a scumbag.
I was just gonna say Rhode Island are always that scummy motherfucker.
but they understand personal space. The ones in
For sure.
the ones in Boston.
There's a certain type of
Right.
scumbag from Rhode Island, dude. I think of Scotty P a lot.
Yeah, he was deaf. What was he's from like
Fall
fucking-
River.
Fall. No, yeah, which is Mass.
Oh.
But, yeah,
Just a gutter.
was- Yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit.
Kid we work. Oh man, I can tell that story for days.
Fucking Rhode Island people.
But the
Never have a license.
but like you're
Dude,
saying
yeah.
there,
Always gonna get dropped off.
Dude, yeah. Never fucking the 3 things they always need.
Can I use your hammer, please?
They always need the registration, the insurance, and the license, and they never have all 3 at the same time.
No, forget it.
Never, dude.
Shows up.
Don't drive
Shows up
in
with a
the
new
state of Rhode
shiner
Island.
every other day. Nicky, think Paul will notice. Half his face is hanging off.
I don't think he sees anything.
Oh. Unique individuals, my friend.
but like you're saying, with just you know 5 years of they just increase your dose. You know,
Yeah.
like what's the continuity there? Is that person? Is it to make sure you don't get? Are they trying to make sure you get better? Or are they just trying to make sure that
Or on a cruise.
what they're putting you on doesn't, you know, you getting enough of it?
Yeah.
It's never been like a check-in and see like, hey, how do you feel like it's helping a lot? Like,
What do you have?
would you like to try
Do you have a
something
main
else?
one you're on? Like a main medicine?
Yeah, I take Zoloft.
How long you been on that?
8 years?
Holy shit, you've been on Zoloft for 8 years, dude?
8, 9 years.
Damn.
Dude, I was on Zoloft for like 2 years and it scared me because I was acting completely different. Like doing weird things differently, dude. That like I noticed.
Did you stop? You stopped taking it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did you get that was one of the
When I stopped taking this, dude, I withdraw.
withdrawals
Really?
from opioids were tough, but the withdrawals
Stop.
from this stuff
Tough?
were like the brain zaps. And
Yeah, like the twitching and
it
Can never get comfortable.
right. I was like, I'll take like I want to be back on that because it was just sucking coming off
That's
so
a
much.
shitty conversation, dude. Oh, that shit sucks.
And like cannabis, weed helped so much with the opioids, but
Sure.
it didn't touch the brain pain and the withdrawals from that. So it was like
it's sad I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And
Seriously.
and to not check in with people that are on that kind of stuff.
Keep in mind they really didn't prescribe that shit like 20 years ago. Like we're kind of the guinea pigs in that arena, dude, where Zoloft is push heavy. You know, I mean, even if you get to the point where you need Valium or something like that, that's prescribed openly to the VA, dude.
Xanax, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we probably all had the same cocktail: Percocet, Xanax,
Oh, yeah.
Ambien, fentanyl, morphine,
The VA really does, though. I mean,
clonazepam.
it's scary because when I first got out of the military, no, I was still in. I was in a program at Walter Reed called co-occurring, and now that I think about it now, it gives me goosebumps because I didn't really realize what was going on while it was. Keep in mind, we were the first PTSD guys, so as you know, there's a big drop off between like Iraq, Afghan guys, or Vietnam guys, or like guys that were in prior to that.
Yeah, there's a gap.
Yeah, big Vietnam guys at the VA. Not you really don't see Iraq, Afghan there as much as you think you would.
And it's the same at the VFW. You know,
We don't go to VFWs, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I have
That's
a
a-
beautiful
which-
VFW in Uxbridge. I know no Marines.
That is
Are you guys
gorgeous-
members there?
No.
No. We were, dude. I was talking about this like 6 months ago, dude. I didn't know anything about the VFW. I know where it is. I know it's a nice building, but we don't usually go there. You know, like I mean, it's a usually Vietnam guy. I mean,
Right.
do we drink like that? I mean, like,
We're asleep in our houses from all the pills, dude. Like we don't go out. We're
no, I hear you.
we're numbed out.
I've been known to throw them back.
Yeah, I hear you.
The last episode we filmed, fucking, what was it, Sunday? No, sometime last week. And I was like, he's like, you got beers? I said, yeah, I got a 12 pack. At the end, there was 3, I think, left in it. I think he had 2. Dude, I was crushing them.
There you go.
You know, they some nights they go down good. Tomorrow I gotta, depending on, because it's supposed to snow tonight.
Right.
I don't know how much snow we're supposed to get.
This fucking weather is killing me.
But dude, now that I had my own construction company for many years, and I got rid of it and went to work for the government. And my job is rain, sleet, hail, snow. Needs to be done. But I have an F350 with a 9-foot Fisher on it. So I save my sick days I save them all year for snow days. And we got a new postmaster, and I think tomorrow might be my first snow day. But the suck part is like, I can't risk it because I'm on for the town of Uxbridge. So
Okay.
fuck. No, blur that town. I'm on for the town of Uxbridge. Cut it. Yeah.
No,
Cut. Yeah.
Chop it out.
Part out 'cause I'm smoking weed. Shit. Just put that I plow for a town or something.
just
Whatever.
put your business out there hardcore.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Yeah, no.
By the way, exactly who I work for, this is what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways,
So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna burn my first one tomorrow. But if I show up, I have to deliver,
Right.
no matter what. So, it's like, if I don't get called, then I'm just sitting home all day.
guilty.
Guilty. Dude, it's like it's like not going to school because you're sick and you fucking faked it.
Right.
Old timers.
And then by like 10 a.m. it's not cool anymore. You're
Yeah,
like, fuck.
guilty as shit.
Jerry Springer's almost over.
Yeah.
You get the call before that, right? So you can start drinking by 10.
Well, not if I got plow.
That's a fact.
True.
I mean, you
That's
heard I
right.
plow for the town of
Somewhere
fucking
in town.
Yeah,
True.
someplace.
Anyways, so we went off a tangent with the VA there.
So
Vet center, I think we
No,
started.
but like, yeah, it was about politics and policy and stuff, and yeah, just going down to DC, meeting with senators, representatives, and hearing their questions and responses to our questions about veteran issues. It's hard not to lose faith because a lot of them are so disconnected.
What do you consider veteran issues right now?
Well, the burn pit stuff passed,
That's big right now.
thankfully, because that was rough getting that.
I gotta put
Now,
my name on that list.
Yes.
I keep getting the call and I'm not doing it.
I don't have it either.
Yeah, we gotta put our name on the register.
you have to, it's not even registered anymore. You file a claim now.
So bird pits. Come on, dude. You have bird pits over there, dude?
Bro, I used to stare the fucking.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We burned everything.
So yeah, so it's that. You know, the toxic
Gets cold in
exposures.
Afghanistan, man.
Yeah.
Then it's
Real talk.
cannabis and psychedelics too. Getting the VA to do something. We're so behind compared to our neighbors to the north. Even in Canada, they've got a much better policy through the Canadian VA. where they're allowed, all the physicians there can do the recommendations, whatever.
You know, I've heard the Canadian VA is dope.
And then they also reimburse you for what you spend on
Yeah.
cannabis too.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, they have a lot fewer veterans in America,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but still, we have a much bigger budget than what they have. And then to think, like, if
Well,
you
that's
could
lining someone's
stop,
pocket for sure, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Come
if
on,
you-
let's be real.
yeah, big pharma. So if you could stop buying all that stuff for a minute,
Dude, gunshot. Come on, give him a gunshot.
44.
We need a gunshot. We definitely need like a 45 shot or a tack or something.
shots fired.
Well, yeah, I gotta figure out how to put sounds on that card and
Facts.
upload them onto the machine. Step by step, man.
Yeah,
I've been
true.
saying, this is the, what episode, this is like episode 20,
2?
22 maybe?
Yeah.
I
It's a
said,
big curve, the learning curve.
oh yeah.
The first like 20, 30 minutes is always like the first jabs. You know what I'm saying? Like we get comfortable with each other, and then you slowly start talking about what's going on right now. I mean, at a whole, what do you think? I can't even say that. Which VA can you even go at first? What issues are you going to even attack? I mean, overprescription of medicine, guys that are getting PTSD issues, TBI clinics not following up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because there's so many topics. It's all about. It needs to go away, and that they're treating everybody the same. Like we are all individuals. Yeah, we all get it. Same team, all that. But we are individuals. So what works for him might not work for me. Might not work for you. And it's none of that. If you go outside of what they're used to, you're the problem.
Big
And it's
time.
like, no shit, that's why I'm here.
Notice that too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you go outside of what they want, and
Don't get me going on that, dude.
So it's tough because I understand both sides of it. Hey, if it's not great, why do we have it? Just
Right.
I'd heard before that it'd be cheaper to give every veteran a 100% disability rating and shut down all the VAs and just
Stop.
give people private health care. It'd still be cheaper.
Really.
Yeah.
Don't.
I know, but then you think of all the, it's tough. Think of all the veterans that work there, but then too, it's like, so keep them and the bad ones because.
Do you notice a lot of veterans work at VAs? I don't.
I don't know any of them.
Now that you think about
That's
it,
almost been like my beef. A lot of the people at the VA aren't military, so you can't fucking understand what I'm talking about right now. Like, do you notice there's a huge disconnect there?
oh yeah, when I first started going, I kept getting like first year out of college.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And they're trying to deal with this. And
This
then,
is they know stuff straight out of a book. They haven't had any experience with anyone. They're dealing with old Vietnam vets, dude. Like, how do you understand what you can't?
right. And I remember running into one of them that had left outside. It was at Fenway Park at a Red Sox game. And I ran into her,
really?
and she was like, "I just went home crying every day because
Stop! Don't tell me that, dude.
because I couldn't handle what just feeling so bad for every single person they saw every day." And I'm
I
just
never
like,
thought of it like that. Think about it. They're probably like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Dude, everyone else is
I
so
never thought of that,
sheltered
dude.
to.
Those people that hear our stories of the VA, dude, come on, they gotta go home. You know what I'm saying?
They go home and try to sleep.
They probably hear.
Yeah,
I've told them
so
some.
they
I've told them
can't
some stories, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I've seen people get upset, so they're getting, yelled at too. I mean, I think 2 times I've been detained at the VA.
stop! Don't, dude.
You have?
Kicked out. Yep.
Dude, he's pushing the gas in this podcast, dude.
Oh, you did it. Hold on, well, quick time out. Tell me how you've been detained at the VA.
Well, the one time was, and I left I left there telling my the psychiatrist, like, you've made me, I feel worse. I feel worse than I did before I got here, and it was only because of the things you brought up that had nothing to do with what I'm here
That
for.
just happened right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm far more traumatized over what I just saw than some of the things I've seen.
I said, I'm not feeling good about life. And he's like, oh, you're going to kill yourself? I'm like, you're making me feel like I should.
Dude, you can't even whisper that.
I know. Well, I found out
So
the hard
you don't
way.
want me to be real about it, dude? Like, I mean, I came back and had those thoughts, dude. Period.
Right?
I'm not lying there, dude.
They
Like, that's
don't-
not a cap story. That's what we're dealing with. And I know you've never heard that before. I know that you haven't been to war. Like, when you express that for the first time to someone, I'm sure you've seen the reactions, dude.
Yep. So I got locked up in the magneto cell down in downstairs.
You might have seen my name
The-
carved in the top left.
The plastic cell in there. And then
Which hospital?
It was JP, Jamaica Plain. And
Where?
then another time I got kicked out. I got kicked out of Worcester. I was there with my wife and my 6-month-old daughter, seeing a psychiatrist, and I was on all the meds. And she said, "Whoa, I'm gonna write you a prescription for some vitamin D." And I was like, "You think sunlight? Like you think a little sunshine is the missing piece to everything in my life?" I'm like, "This is ridiculous. I want to talk to my doctor."
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
Well, that'll help.
Right. Yeah. On top of the other 20 things, like, oh, that now you're fixed. You got some vitamin D in you. So I was like, I want to. This is bullshit. I want to talk to my primary care doctor. So I left the room and went down the hallway that you're not allowed to go down. So try knocking on my primary care doctor.
Oh shit, what just happened?
Oh, we lost.
Dude, that's been doing this to us.
It's alright.
Battery?
Quick tea.
Double A's?
Yeah.
Oh, that burns through them, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a shotgun. Gotta load her up.
Give me more
Are
batteries.
these dead? New ones over here?
Well, these are all second-hand batteries.
Doesn't have like a.
My wife works for a hospital, and after every case, they throw them out. Whether they used it for 10 minutes or 20.
Shit.
That's a good pickup. Fucking battery's expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Batteries and eggs.
Thanks.
I need a cobalt minder and a chicken.
Dude, if it's paused right, I have to piss real quick, dude.
Baby bladder.
Bro, that's why I don't drink. There's one left, I'm gonna drink it.
Oh, what did you take the last one?
I had 2 beers.
While you were up there,
It's back on.
in the drawer, to the right of the vegetable drawer, blueberry can.
Gotcha.
Back on.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear me?
Yep. Good.
So were you Marine?
No, I was National Guard in '98, so Army.
Okay.
I did basic down at Fort Sill, right next to the Marine Artillery. All their artillery, I guess, does it at Fort Sill.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in '98 to '05 when I got out. Wanted to get med boarded, but they're like, yeah, that'll be 18 months.
See ya. See ya.
I was down at Fort Dix. That was a horror show too. It was a ODs every night, like a suicide a week. It was bad.
Really?
They called it the Wounded Warrior Unit. So it was everyone that was coming back that didn't need to stay at Walter Reed or couldn't stay at Walter Reed, so they sent them to New Jersey. And then you're in the barracks all day. Or if able to, they were having like I'm all on the morphine and everything, and they have me drive the shuttle bus around.
What?
Yeah. It was wild.
Putting you to work.
I didn't mind. I'm just like I'm all doped up, and I'm driving troops around all over, on the base, off the base, everywhere. And I'm like one eye driving, trying to stay awake.
Holy shit. What year is it?
2005.
So what, you weren't med boarded then, just a regular discharge?
Just took the regular discharge. Like you can go to your VA and
Did you just have a craving for what you said?
But I'll drink a Blue Moon, I guess.
Oh, what'd you ask for?
What you say? See, people? This is what I have to deal with.
All right, so tell me when I should pick back up from the doctor.
Go ahead anytime, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
I can't believe you came out swinging like that, dude. Okay.
Hey, the fluff stuff people don't need to hear.
No, I hear you, dude.
You know,
Shift it into fourth. All right.
The worst, the worst stuff. So I'm banging on my doctor's door. He opens up, telling me I can't be there. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this before? Why didn't you tell me I needed sunshine? Like I was pissed and just being.
Did
Why
you
did you
remember
tell me
it?
I needed sunshine?
You remembered it clearly, dude. That must have really happened.
I was being a dick.
I was being a dick.
But I remembered it because I was just at my wit's end, and I'm like, my 6-month-old daughter. Like I'm here with my whole family trying to get some help, and here you are. Vitamin D. There you go.
Yeah, I probably would have taken that badly as well.
Yeah, I don't think
If someone tried to put me on vitamin D, like what?
And having, I'm already on everything, and that stuff's I'm numbed out. So it was.
I could not remember, dude. If you don't mind me asking, what happened to you?
And I tell people this all the time. What happened to me over there could have happened to me anywhere. We were on a convoy, bringing one of the prisoners to the Baghdad courthouse so he could go off to Abu Ghraib. I had to crash into.
So you're in a convoy, mounted convoy,
Yep, and just a regular Humvee, lead vehicle, driving.
and you're transpoing detainees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were at a Camp Ashraf. We had a prison there.
And you're Army
Massachusetts Army National Guard.
National Guard. Okay.
And we were attached to the 798th MP Brigade out of Germany.
Give me a year.
This was 0405.
Okay.
So I had to crash through a vehicle that stopped in the highway. So I sent him careening off. I felt fine the rest of the day. Felt a little sore.
Slow down. So, you crashed into a vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, what was happening?
That was SOP. It was, we're trying to get this guy to the court. That is it.
Push him out of the way.
Did you see something?
Okay.
They were just starting to de-escalate the, they didn't want people doing the warning shots.
Huh.
That was SOP at the time.
Okay, so what do you mean doing warning shots?
You know,
You
first
used to.
off the shoulder road,
Okay.
into the car,
Gotcha.
into the windshield. So
Okay.
it was, they didn't want, they wanted to avoid the shooting at that. This was right around the election time, the first election.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, you're driving through, you see all the stupid banners with the inked fingers and everything because they were trying to promote the voting. So that happens. I just, I felt all right like the rest of that day. Wake up the next morning and couldn't feel from like chest down.
So you're saying the impact from the vehicle.
At this point, I had no idea yet. Like, I didn't even think anything of it. You know, I was just like, oh shit. Like, at first, I thought I got bit by something.
What?
Yes, because it didn't make sense. It wasn't that great. Like, it wasn't like a catastrophic, like, you know, nothing flipped over. So I'm just thinking everything's fine. No, yeah, I had no idea of the human body. At that point, it was, you know, lift as much weight as you possibly can as many times. That was it. You know, I wasn't trying to, I'm 26. So I'm thinking, you know, like everyone else, I'm indestructible.
Yeah.
That's, you know, it would have to be something big to make me feel like that. So, you know, ended up, and there's no MRI in country yet. So they're trying to do an x-ray. That thing's not working. Yeah. So
I couldn't imagine being hurt over there for a long period of time.
Dude, in 2004.
Fuck that.
In Iraq in 2004.
Dude, I'd say fly me the fuck out of there, dude.
there was, yeah, exactly.
No
You
option.
just do what you're told.
Yeah.
So
Tell your story.
yeah, so I'm I had to bounce around to base to get to Kuwait to get to an MRI and like and this is like straight from, you know, every day driving through Baghdad and everything. Now I'm in Kuwait and they're like, put regular clothes on. There's no MRI in country. So I had to go to a Kuwait city hospital. Yeah, so get in regular clothes. It's like 5.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
No
City
way.
Hospital.
Yeah, and wait till you hear the story about this place. But it was like, all right, we can't wear a uniform. We gotta go in civilian clothes. We gotta fit in. It's like, it's 6 white dudes.
They said that to you? We gotta fit in?
Yes.
Oh, really?
6 white dudes in a Chevy Cavalier.
They'll never know.
Exactly. Just the car, without seeing inside the car alone, you would know it's Americans because every car was, the shittiest car was like a brand new Mercedes. Like Kuwait is, I've never been to Dubai, but that's exactly what I
It is.
imagine.
They flash like that a little bit.
Just
right?
like
Yeah.
gold, like that was the hospital. You walk in, it's marble and gold.
Europe stunts weird,
Everything.
dude. I hear you.
So I was just like, man, and going the MRI, the Kuwaiti doctors could speak English, but the whole time I'm just like, someone could just come in here, chop my head off, take me, whatever, because I'm in the MRI, just my head sticking out one end, my feet sticking out the other.
In a hospital in Iraq.
Right.
You go-
No, in Kuwait City.
Sorry.
Sounds like a rough day, dude.
No, it was just like, the whole time I'm doing it, I'm not even thinking about it, I'm just like taking it all in, like, man, this is fucking weird. Like, this is so weird. Anyone can do anything they want to me right now. And the MRIs come back, they're like, oh, you're fucked. I'm like, what are you talking about? These are like Kuwaiti guys. And they're like, you're back. and they're just going like, and they're like, you have 6 discs going staggered, like just popped up. So one went to the left, one went to the right, all the way up. So I get back to the base. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was a Navy hospital. It was a Navy run. It was a weird place.
In Iraq City?
No, in Kuwait.
In Kuwait.
Not in, is near Arifjan. Camp Arifjan. It was near there because we had to go there next to fly out. It was so weird. Also, I'm there and there's like a pool. There's like concerts going on with USO. I'm like, what the hell is this place? Like, it was so weird to go to a place that was, you go from the in country, the front lines, to back behind the lines and see like all they're just being spoiled. But nothing against them, they all need it for the medical people. Like, shit, man, they were the nicest people that I ever met. So the doctor I had from the Navy was a doctor back here in private practice, and he's telling me, he's like, what'd you do for work? I'm like, I was going, trying to be a firefighter. He's like, fuck that, and kiss that goodbye. I'm like, what? Like, what happened? He's like, your back is like screwed. Like, you're gonna need to get spinal fusion.
Oh.
And I'm just like, nothing really happened. He's like, enough happened. So I was like, what? So yeah, so then go from there. Then from there to Germany, which was another shit show. And this is like you mentioned.
You went from there to Germany?
Yeah, to Landstuhl. And it was, everything's packed because this is 0405. They still getting their crap together on how to send, injured people back, all that kind of stuff. Sure. So the hospital's full, so they putting everyone in a hotel.
In Germany?
Yeah. You call down the room service, a Heineken's a quarter.
Stop it.
Yeah. So,
dangerous.
Yeah, I just have my Percocets, have my, all of the naproxen, all this stuff, the sleep medicine, kicking, washing it down. Yep.
Yep.
And it was crazy. Then, like I was saying, getting back here, going to New Jersey, Fort Dix, it was called the Wounded Warrior Unit at the time. And it was a nightmare. It was people that got hurt. Walter Reed was full, and it was also going through that phase where there was all the mildew, all that kind of stuff. The place was falling apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mixed in with people that were also hurt during mobilization. It's really weird. Every night there's ODs.
Really?
At least a suicide, I'd say at least a week. Because it's just, like, for me, they were like, all right, well, everyone has to do something. Here's the van. You have to drive people around today. As I'm all like, I said I'm driving one eye open because I'm on morphine and everything. And it's just like, man, this is just a mess. So it was like, oh, I guess I'll see a med board. They're like, okay, that's going to be 18 months. And I'm like, okay, what's the alternative? Or you can just take an honorable discharge and try your luck with the VA. So I'm like, perfect, because I'd been there for 3 months already. And I was just like, this is crazy.
I can't imagine getting a serious injury dealing with that. Like, that blows my mind right now. Like, just because of how the VA is, I can't imagine how it was, especially during that time.
I was fortunate to have smart people. Like, my leadership was great, and they're like, keep all your keep every piece of paper they give you, because that was my whole thing. Is like, I don't want to lose things because I have no one to go to. I have no one to check in with. I'm going in from.
That's so true.
To leadership and the chain of command every day, and it's like, nope, it's all on you. If you lose anything, you're fucked.
Damn.
Yeah.
No digital copy.
No. So when I was there too, I was thinking that today. I was there. We didn't have camera phones yet. It was still just the iPod brick.
Early days.
Yeah.
Well,
2004, 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no iPhone. It was just
we still call it home phones.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Yep. Yeah, there were still home phones back then. You had to talk to the whole family when you call the girl.
Yeah. So, and then getting back into the VA, and I'm like, oh, I got medevac. This should be easy dealing with the VA. To, oh, you got 0%, and I'm like, what? Like,
dude, you were jumping around here. 0%? What?
Yeah, because that was the VA at the time. Sending it in, deny you, because I did it by myself. So I had no idea of the process, and I'm like, all right, I need to find an advocate. So I started working with
You didn't have the X-rays or anything?
No, I had all of that. Had the MRIs, gave them everything. I know, this is how it was explained to me, is like, that's just what they do. They lowball you and try to shake you. So I'm like, all right, I need to get an advocate. So got an advocate, and it got up to 30%, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. They said, I can't do the things I need to do the job I want to have. Then out of nowhere, because I had applied for Social Security benefits at the same time as I was told to do, okay, but I was told like, oh, that's gonna take.
They told me to do that too.
Yeah, they're like, that's gonna take a lot longer. I was like, all right, well, whatever you told me to do, I'm just gonna be a yes man. You told me to send in a piece of paper, I'm sending it.
Right.
And I ended up getting my Social Security before the VA.
Stop.
Yeah. So, and then as we know, they're both federal agencies. You can't get a yes and a no from them. So if you get a yes from one, the other one has to give it. So I got bumped up to 100 right away because of the Social Security. And now, I have a bunch of different, if you do the real math, my rating's probably up around like 300 something percent with all the different adding things in there, and just wild. But yeah, and going to get treatment, like we were saying, it was just a revolving door of doctors.
Constantly.
Let alone the surgeons. So there was I get a surgery and then I want to follow up with the surgeon, he's already gone. So, I've had multiple procedures done to fuse everything. I just had another fusion done last year, had my entire lumbar fused.
At the VA?
Yes. So.
Boston?
Yes. They do all the surgeries around here. Even like we go to Providence, but if you need a specialty clinic, they still send you up.
Yeah.
So.
They usually go at JP it.
Yeah. So just and having, and like you said, when you meet some people there, but listening to people in the stories, it's like, man, this has been going on for so long.
Oh yeah.
And how does it keep going? That's the thing I don't get, is how it still functions the way it functions. And I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for improvements on things, so it's like, oh, this looks different.
I feel like it's like everything else in the government where it's the lowest bid. It's whoever can fill the slot. And unfortunately, when that's the situation, you don't get the best quality. It's a lot of people. I say this all the time. People look at the VA as a stepping stone in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
That's their way to get their foot in the door in the healthcare industry.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's why doctors don't stay, bro. And they're always young, brand new kids.
Yeah, I never put that together.
Yeah, they go get their feet wet with the VA, and then they go to a big hospital.
It is pretty wild.
We are the stepping stone.
It's trippy.
We
And
are
then-
the government's fucking
That's not a good.
project.
That's not a good feeling.
No.
And the hard part of it all is, unless you're in the VA or a family member of someone, a veteran, you have no idea what it is. Like, I've been having a piece of legislation I've been filing in the state for the last 3 years. It just got filed again this year for this session. And it is going to allow veterans, because other states already do this with their cannabis programs, where they're allowed to submit their VA paperwork, because all you have to do is show you have one of the qualifying conditions and have a doctor say you do. It's like, all right, well, we have federal documentation that states those conditions. Why do I need to take that to another doctor to tell you that I have that? So North Dakota, Illinois, they already do that. So I said, let's just adopt with it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel on this, and we can help veterans, so let's do this. And a lot of it's like, well, why just veterans? And I'm like, because that's the only people that can go to the VA? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
they're like, oh, well, it's just health insurance. I'm like, it's not health insurance, it's a healthcare system. It is not insurance, and they just
No.
still don't get that.
It's not health insurance.
Right, but people, I didn't know this, but most people, if they have any concept, it's wrong because they think it's health insurance. And trying to teach them, like, no, our doctors, unlike doctors that have, or a physician at any hospital that takes Blue Cross, Blue Shields, Medicare, all of that. Someone that takes Medicare, they could still write you a qualification if they're registered with the state to do so. A VA doctor can't. They're still prohibited by federal law, where they can talk about it with us, but they can't help us with getting our card or anything like that.
For weed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that blows my mind. Well, the fact that it's so federally illegal is
That's just. Doesn't make sense. I mean, how could you yes it in one thing and no it in the other? I mean,
Right.
I mean, how long has it been now since weed's been pretty much legalized in Massachusetts?
Here since, medical's been around since 2012.
Yeah. I was going to
And
say 2013, but
But even like you look, California was back in the 90s, and it's like if, the sky hasn't fallen, this portal to hell didn't open, kids aren't, the fear was kids are going to be, dying of it. It's like, yes, there's increased instances of kids getting their hands on it, but I'd rather my kid pick up a gummy than pick up one of my fentanyl patches, or my dog.
Yeah.
If my dog were to eat one of my patches or something, like, it's just and that's one of the crazy things about this bill.
they were prescribing you fentanyl packages. I mean,
Patches.
patches.
Yeah. I was shaving, I'm a hairy dude, so I was shaving my heart, like right over my heart.
That's crazy.
I just stick them right over my heart.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Holy
Like,
fuck.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder why dudes are ODing.
Oh my god, I would never put that over my heart.
yeah. Because I'd be, it sucked through the middle of it, and you have got 2 more days, you can make it 2 more days so you can get your refill. So you're up for 48 hours. I'm trying to like mix things, like, okay, I've got extra Klonopin that it's expired, but I'll take that, like just trying to make it to your refill. It's disgusting.
So good.
And a lot of people don't, and I feel terrible for them that they turn to a needle and everything, and I understand how you get there though. And then without any sort of support system,
Fuck that, dude. I couldn't
that's
do it.
why our suicide rates are so high. There's no support, and the support we're supposed to have,
You're going in and out a little bit.
the support we supposed to have fails us. This is the way I'm holding it. I can hold the cord. So
That's mad annoying. Sorry about that, bro.
that's all right. But that's the thing. It's all about the support, and there's so little supportive services, and like you said, they want to try new things. It'll launch, but then nothing comes of it. It'll
definitely
get
noticed
stalled out. Like they were pushing that holistic health thing for a while, and I haven't seen much
I haven't
of that.
seen that in a while, dude.
What's holistic health?
Oh no, you're right. Ketamine and
That stuff, but just really like meditation,
shrooms, meditation, that type of.
mindfulness, like
Yeah.
all of those kind of like outside of
Awesome.
taking a pill.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, we want you to do this, but we don't offer it. Like just alone the VA should be offering gym memberships for any veteran that wants to go to a
Fuck
gym.
yeah.
Oh my
man.
god, are you serious?
How
Why
is
would
that
you
not
not?
covered?
Right.
If they changed 2 things, weed and gym, you would fix every problem that you have in military anything.
Because you know what else that does? It proves to us that you're fucking listening to us. We're being heard. So maybe we can tell other people to go there. Like right now, everyone pushes the suicide hotline for veterans. And I get it because you want it, but it's like, dude, if we're at that, like, there's got to be more for them. I've called.
What are you gonna
them.
do for them though, bro? Like suicide hotline. I mean, obviously it doesn't really do anything. I mean,
Or it doesn't. You've called it.
It doesn't, and for a lot of people, it
dude, if you're really
escalates.
gonna commit suicide, are you gonna talk to someone on the phone and be like, "These are my problems." Oh, I feel better now after talking to you.
It can escalate things because they can contact the police, and then you have uniformed people showing up at your door when you're already in crisis.
That goes right.
It can, if they feel enough that you are going to.
That's happened to you. So you.
No, it hasn't happened to me where I've said I'm going to do it, but I've heard from other veterans that have said that they're on that edge, and then that happens. I've gotten those calls late at night from other veterans about
Still
they
going?
probably should have called the crisis line, but they contacted me, and I'll show up at their house with a joint 1 o'clock in the morning just to talk because to think you're worth. I don't know you, but you're a veteran. You served. You're a brother. If you called and need anything, and it was just me showing up, I'm showing up. And that's what we do for each other. You just show up. I'm not expecting anyone to come and fix me, but just supportive, and that goes a long
Yeah,
way
definitely.
for so many people.
Definitely,
Yeah.
it really does.
To have the support network. I mean, it's nice that I have. He lives
Yeah,
one town over from me, and we.
definitely privilege of that.
Yeah, most guys don't have that.
Yeah.
Right. And like we said, the places where we're supposed to meet up aren't that appealing to our
Dude, if
era.
you set up some kind of veteran hangout for us at our level, like, That would be so. That would really help a lot of things.
I hate to bring up like California as something that we should follow, but when I was out there at a VA, dude, sitting in the back at a picnic table, people just showing up with garbage bags full of flour.
At a VA.
No, a VFW.
Oh.